Summary of Tender by Cate Kennedy. Christine thinks about the test she has set for the next morning to look at a lump that has recently appeared under her arm while she makes dinner for her family. Al, her husband, walks into the kitchen to check the time of her appointment. He also tells her that he told their 2 kids that she'll be going to the hospital for some tests, even though she was trying to keep the news from them. Christine gets nostalgic for her daughter Hannah's childhood love of the story of the princess and the pea. In this story, the princess can't fall asleep at night because of a lump, a small pea hidden under several thick beds. Then she thinks about her son Jamie and how she and Al have given up on the natural, eco-friendly, and long-lasting way of life they used to follow. While this is going on, Al is giving the kids a bath. Hannah and Jamie fight over bath toys and splash each other. Back in the kitchen, Christine is annoyed by the crying and screaming as she nervously remembers her last visit for an ultrasound on the lump. As she calls the family to dinner, she sees a mouse running through the kitchen and sets up some traps for it. Christine complains to herself about her easygoing, carefree husband while Al looks through the basket of clean laundry for the kids' pajamas. Because he isn't paying attention, Christine has to do most of the housework and organization. Even though she is getting more worried about the test, she makes lunch and dinner for her family the next day in case she can't get home in time. Jamie says, "I need to make a diorama for a school project," without any real meaning to it. He tells Christine that the task is due the next day while describing it, which makes her think of his dreamy and forgetful father. But Christine's love for her son makes her forget how annoyed she is, and she helps him get the job started by putting together things from around the house. When it's time for Jamie to go to bed, he is still working hard because he doesn't want to look bad next to other students whose dioramas are finished, even though they probably started the project much earlier than he did. When Jamie goes to bed, Christine takes over on the spur of the moment and works late into the night, planning to surprise Jamie in the morning with a finished model. She worries a lot about her meeting in the morning while she works. As she gathers things from her kids' rooms, she looks at them while they sleep and feels proud of their health and growth, which is different from the tumor she imagines growing in her body. Christine wakes up early the next morning, a long time before her train to the city. She is still unhappy with the model. She walks into the yard and lets the peaceful atmosphere calm her down. Then she gets some twigs and moss to add the finishing touches to Jamie's project. As she waits for the train, the thought of Al pulling Hannah's pajamas out of the clean laundry from the night before makes her feel better. Christine gets all of the mousetraps she set up around the house and takes them down just before she leaves.
About the author. Cate Kennedy was born in England, where her Air Force father was stationed, but she grew up in several Australian states. She went to the University of Canberra and the Australian National University when she was a young adult. After college, she worked in a lot of different areas, but in Victoria, Australia, she taught creative writing and helped with community arts projects. Kennedy went to Mexico in her 30s to teach reading and writing in poor areas for 2 years through an Australian volunteer group. She also worked as an independent writer and for the Australian Customs Service, which gave her ideas for the short story habit. Kennedy is best known for her short stories, but she also wrote essays and poems when she was a young adult. She was given the chance to teach in Ireland after winning the Vincent Buckley Poetry Prize in 2002 that year. Kennedy lives in a rural area of northern Australia.
Hope we summarized it fully and you liked it. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that we are motivated to create more videos.